All right, in this next step, we're going to take our points from Microsoft Excel and we're going to import them into Autodesk Inventor to make a 3D model of our shape. To do this, we're going to have to open up Autodesk Inventor. So I'm going to just Google, or not Google, I'm going to search down here for Autodesk Inventor. There it is, Autodesk Inventor Professional 2022. You're going to run the application. The first time you run it, it may take a while to set up and to register itself, so be patient with it. Okay, so this is the interface that we work within Autodesk to start with, and you can ignore most of this stuff. You don't need to be an expert at Autodesk to do this. You just kind of need to follow the directions. So we're going to click on Part to make what's called a part file. And this oftentimes takes a moment to load too. Okay, so now we've created a part file. We're going to start a two-dimensional sketch. So we're going to click in the top left corner, Start 2D Sketch. Then we have to pick a work plane to draw on. And so you want to pick one of these ones that run up and down. I kind of like the XY plane personally, so I'm going to select that plane and just click on it. So we're going to use the points now that we've created to guide us with creating this part. And so we're going to select Insert and then Points here. And then we're going to find our point file. So I called mine Airfoil 2. We're going to open that up. And I'm just going to hit this front button on the view cube here. And there I can see my airfoil. All right, so basically what we need to do here is connect the dots. So we have the points, but we don't actually have the drawing. To do this, we're going to use the line tool. It's up here towards the top left. We're going to click on line. And then we're going to zoom in a little bit here so I can find the point. Now, when you draw this, you're going to want to hold down the control button on your keyboard. If you don't, this software does something what is called auto constrain. So it may think that you want the point to be somewhere else, but you don't really. And so it will kind of force you into that situation. To get it out of that mode, while you're drawing these lines between points, you're going to hold down the control button. So I'm pushing the control button on the keyboard, and I'm clicking on my first point, and I'm just working my way around the shape, taking my time. I'm going to zoom in and out a little bit here as I go as well. I'm just holding down that control key as I work my way around the shape. This is where a mouse can come really in handy. I'll try to make sure some are out for you when we come to that point. It's kind of weird here, so I'm going to bring it down to one of these. But I may actually, just for the sake of not overlapping lines, because you can get in trouble if you cross lines here, I'm going to go to this point. So I'm going to just skip that point there. I just skipped. And the reason is I'm afraid that if I didn't click on the right ending point, it might have overlapped my lines for me. So I'm just kind of going around, finding the target, clicking, really looking for these green dots. I'm also making sure, again, my finger has been on the control button the whole time that I'm working my way around here. And that's my final click. And then I can let go. And then I hit escape on the keyboard. So there's my drawing. This drawing matches the airfoil that I created with the high lift to drag ratio and foil sim. It's a drawing, but it's not three-dimensional yet. So to make it three-dimensional, I need to finish my sketch. I'm going to click the home button here to fit everything to screen, and then extrude. We're going to select a profile. It actually automatically selects a profile to extrude. Right now it's extruding at 1 inch, but this is a 12-inch wing. Change that value to 12 inches. I'll hit the home button here again, and then hit OK. And I've created my wing. Now you can orbit around here to get a view of what your wing looks like from different positions here. And then if you want to bring it back to that home position, you can go home view, or if you want to see it from the side on profile, or from above, or anywhere else. So I'm going to save this part file. I'm going to click save, and I'm just going to call it wing. You can call it whatever you want. You might want to call it like what it is so you can find it later. And I'm saving it to my desktop. Your default folder also might be the documents folder, so you can save there too, as long as you know where you're saving it. That's the important thing on a Windows computer. if you don't pay attention to where you're saving it, it could end up somewhere where you can't find it again. And where you really get into trouble is when you forget what you called it when you saved it something. So if you try to use a search bar to find it, well, you can't find it. So I'm just going to save it to my desktop and hit save. All right, so there it is. In our next video, we'll talk about how to make a drawing of these things.